The January transfer window closes in 14 days. The winter transfer window, they should call it, really. February the 3rd is when it closes. There's a lot of newspapers, Sky Sports, credible journalists online linking Arsenal to tons of forwards. According to Sky Sports News, they've read a few papers this afternoon that Arsenal have made contact for Victor Osimhen. Fabrizio Romano has also given a transfer update with regards to Matthias Cunha. And we're also going to be talking about Benjamin Sesko and Gyökeres. Now, Arsenal at the moment in time seem to be the most spoken about team in the transfer market. It's so clear what they need. Mikel Arteta has come out and said that he is expecting reinforcements, and we're currently 20 days, it'd be 3 weeks tomorrow, into a transfer window, and they've not signed anyone. Make sure you go down and hit that like button. Make sure you have subscribed to the channel. We're steamrolling our way towards 50k. We're about 250 away from 41,000. So make sure you go down and do that. Around 90% of you that watch the transfer content are not subscribed. Check out the video earlier on Tottenham as well, because the hierarchy at Tottenham are still backing Ange Postecoglou, even though we're 15th, which is just madness. I want to start with Fabrizio Romano's report. Now, this was yesterday at 7 p.m, and I've only just seen it. And it basically comes out, and the timing of it, I think, is very... The media right now, in terms of when they're releasing Arsenal information, is very, very interesting. You know, the defeat against Manchester United, a day later, the Zubimendi news is all over the socials. After the Tottenham win, there was a lot of links to Benjamin Sesko. And this was last night. And I personally think he could be the one that Arsenal sign. Now it says, Matthias Cunha's situation is still one to be monitored as Wolves insist to get a new deal signed. Now, you've got to look at it this way. If Wolves sell Matthias Cunha, you're probably looking at in the region of between 60 to 70 million pounds. Now, is he worth that? In my opinion, absolutely. But it's more about what is he worth to Wolves. Wolves are in a relegation fight. They're playing tonight against Chelsea. If they lose that, they're still in and around that relegation zone. A contract has been on the table for nearly 3 weeks now, and he's still yet to sign. Is he waiting out for more money on that current contract that's been put towards him? Maybe. Does he see himself playing for another football club? Maybe. Is he looking at Arsenal? There's been a lot of people saying that, you know, he is going to be the one. He says, after a verbal agreement 2 weeks ago, there are still final details to clarify in order to sign. Arsenal have had Cunha on their list for months. More clubs are also attentive. Now, key word in that last sentence is the fact that he puts the 2 eyes emoji and Arsenal. He doesn't say many clubs monitoring the situation. He says Arsenal have had Cunha on their list for months. Now, that for me right now is the most important part. Arsenal are monitoring the situation. They can't obviously have another Premier League loan because they've already got Neto and Raheem Sterling. So if he is to join Arsenal, it has to be for a straight signing. Whether that's going to be in the summer, you know, possibly. But if it's going to be this month, I think they have to pull the trigger now and bring someone in. Now, there is a lot of links out there suggesting that Arsenal have made contact. The Mirror, the Standard, the Metro, the Independent, every newspaper, including Sky Sports, have come out there. And they're all reading from the same news source. Now, this was, I think this was about, 12 hours ago. So earlier, about 6 p.m., 6 a.m. this morning. And it basically says, let me just bring this up now. There we go. Arsenal make contact over shock move. Arsenal are making a shock move for Victor Osimhen. Reports suggest that the Gunners are desperate for reinforcements. in attack before the January transfer deadline, with the likes of Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Jesus out of recent injuries. Arsenal continue to be linked with many forwards, including long-term targets Sesko and Gyökeres and Matthias Cunha. But according to Football Insider, they are now exploring a shock-late move for Galatasaray on loan frontman Osimhen, and contact has been made already. Now, it's worth noticing that they, or pointing out, they can actually sign him on loan with an obligation or option to buy because he plays outside of the Premier League. And at the moment, they only have, I don't think they have a player overseas who, other thing they have, is it Vieira is on loan. Now, whether it's going to be Cunha, whether it's going to be Sesko, whether it's going to be Osimhen, they have to categorically have to go out and sign a player if they want to win this title. You look at the bench, right? They've got Champions League this week, and then they've got Wolves away, where they will see Cunha in the flesh. You look at the bench against Aston Villa, and it's interesting to see that Aston Villa have a stronger bench of attacking players. John Duran right now starts for Arsenal. Leon Bailey right now is a better wide player at this moment in time than Raheem Sterling. Luca Digne at this moment in time is a better fullback for me than Tierney and Zinchenko. You cannot be sitting there if you want to be in a title race with Aston Villa collectively having a better bench. Emi Buendia, an attacking player, number 10 creative player. Daniel Malin, who's just signed from Borussia Dortmund right now, would start for Arsenal. They are crying out right now for an attacking option. Whether it's going to be Gyökeres, whether it's going to be Sesko, they have to go and bring someone in. And you look at the games they've got coming up with Manchester City, who are now starting to get into their groove, with Newcastle away in the Cup, with, Girona away, and with Dynamo Zagreb at home. And then, you look into February, they've got Forest away, they've got Man United away, they've got Fulham, Everton away. There's a lot of tough games coming their way. Surely looking at this logically, Arsenal bring a player in. If they don't, it'd be absolutely criminal right now to not bring a player in. Looking at this logistically, they have to. As people say, you have to. I just don't see a world right now in which Arsenal win a Premier League title without bringing in. If we're looking at this in the ideal scenario, Arsenal should bring in 2 players. They have to bring in 2 players. Excuse me. They have to bring in 2 players. If they don't, they may not win the league. Now, if you look at the actual Arsenal players right now that are performing, is it Sterling just slows things down? If we're looking at this, Trossard is actually in relatively good form. Martinelli, I don't know. And there's a lot of news out there as well linking the fact that Benjamin Sesko has a gentleman's agreement with Leipzig, and it says Arsenal handed new boost for Sesko. Arsenal also look to have been handed a major boost in long-term target Benjamin Sesko. The Gunners have tried to sign Slovenian international in the summer, but he ended up staying at RB Leipzig after agreeing a new contract. However, Sesko is again being linked with big money exit from the Bundesliga team in January, of Arsenal back in the running. The Mirror report the 21-year-old has already been signalled that his desire to move to the Emirates Stadium, with Arsenal rumoured to be pondering a massive £70 million for his services. If this is the guy they want, go out and buy him. If not, you are not going to win anything. Saka won't be back till March. By then, you would have played 2 or 3 more Champions League games, which could then potentially decide your fate. And by then, as it stands, they would have maybe in a final or, knocked out by Newcastle. Regardless of the outcome, they have to bring someone in. They have to. If they don't, then it is game over. Let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure you have hit that subscribe button. Make sure you have dropped this like button as well. Do you think also West Ham are on the verge of putting in multiple bids for John Duran? John Duran. Why can't Arsenal go and sign him? They've put a bid in for £56 million. Surely Arsenal can beat that. The financial powerhouse of Arsenal should be able to go and beat that. Let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure you drop a like. I'll see you soon.